all this. I have other projects. I have another YouTube channel, Cat Cutting Class. It's all about education and teaching the skills that kids need nowadays with social media and AI and all that. A lot of it is about language. I drop these little language hacks because our words all carry frequency, and most people are not at all mindful of the kind of frequencies they're saying. I'm glad you liked the reading. I hope you come back for another one. I'll be doing these every Saturday morning. I was doing them every Saturday anyway to record them, and I thought, if I'm sitting down and doing them anyway, why not do them live on TikTok? So this is only the second Saturday I've done this, and I did buy a camera, which I just arrived, so I haven't set it up yet. So hopefully by next Saturday, I will have different cameras set up, although I'm kind of digging this now. Now that I learned, last week I had some weird stuff on my screen. I couldn't figure out how to get it off. I feel so lame. This week I seem to get this straightened out better, so we'll see. But I did buy another camera. And I'm going to have to buy another ring light because my ring light fell and broke right before I started recording this morning. All right, so this reading is going to be for, let's see, I did earth, air, water. This is going to be for fire. I did fire at 8 a.m. and then thought I was on live, and I wasn't. I was like, there's nobody hopping on here. This doesn't seem right. What's going on? And then I looked more carefully, and I realized I wasn't even live yet. It was like 8:20. I had done 20 minutes of a reading and then realized I wasn't even on yet. So it's been one of those mornings. So this will be the fire sign reading for the first week of February for anybody who is a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I am a Sagittarius sun sign, although I'm born right on the cusp. I'm on the winter solstice. So I'm right on the cusp of Capricorn, December 21st. This is going to be our fire sign reading for all fire signs. Here we go. Give it a little more shuffle. Tell us what our fire signs need to know. Okay. These are slippery little cards, but they sure are pretty. I love them so much. Oh, I'm being followed by Live Creator. Oh, cool. Oh, hi, Cynthia. Hi, CC, my light. I love that. Thank you for the like. Thank you guys for all the things, and I wish I understood the things. I'll learn them. I'll get better at them, but I really appreciate it. All right, this is going to be for fire. Well, I think that's the one it wants to be. This is our reading for fire signs for the first week of February. I'm going to do just a general reading for whoever is meant to hear it. I will be doing more extended reads and other things as I get better at this stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys will all stick with me. All right, we are coming up, fire signs, as the Emperor. Talk about structure, rules. He is all four kings combined, the Emperor. So we're coming up as the Emperor. We're being crossed as our challenge, obstacle, awareness by a Three of Pentacles. Below us in our subconscious toolshed is a Seven of Pentacles. I'll show them really quickly and then we'll get into them more. This is a much better camera setup now today than last week. So I'm improving little by little. So that's great. And then stepping out of our immediate past here, beautiful sun, gorgeous sun card. Love it. It's our 19th major arcana. In our crown, we've got a five cups. We'll talk about that. We're gonna need to address that. Having a 5 in the crown is not great. So, whoops. And there goes my, I'm missing a couple cards from my Arcanum deck. Excuse me, guys, for 1 second. That was hiding from me after the last reading. We'll pull that card in just a moment. All right, so we're stepping into our immediate future. So mid-February, end of February, a Page of Pentacles energy. Lots of pentacles. And we got some cups in the crown. Okay. And then our environment, us in our environment, the first week of February, fire sign. I say us, because I'm Sagittarius. Another, oh good, it's not a 5, it's a 7. That's better. And you got a 7 in your subconscious toolshed. You've got a 7 of Wands in the environment. Okay, and 7 down here in your subconscious toolshed. Okay, your environment around you is giving you the King of Wands. Love it. That's your environment around you. Or how your environment sees you. Okay, so sometimes this position is the energies around you in the environment, and sometimes it's how people in your environment are looking at you or viewing you currently. And I have a feeling that might be the case in this reading, in this general reading. Okay, and then here in our hopes and fears section is a King of Cups. Hopes and fears, King of Cups. And I'm sure it's a hope, not a fear. And then, wow, interesting that you've got two kings right here in the staff. All right. And then final potential outcome, beautiful, Two of Cups. New connections, relationships, friendships, work connections made. Cool. All right, now we're going to pull one more card from I'm using my Arcanum deck, and I do a little special shuffle on this because I take a section and I go back and forth like this, up and down, and then I rifle it so that I have an even, I like to say, dispersal of reversals. And we'll read it either upright or reversed, okay? And it will give us further clarification or confirmation of this reading. So here we go. And it wants to be that one. We'll leave it right there, hidden under my little, I love this. My son got this for me. And the camera doesn't do it justice. It's the universe in a pyramid. It's pretty neat. We'll keep it right under there until the end of the reading, and it'll give us further clarification or confirmation. All right. So we're coming up in the center of our spread as the Emperor. He is all four kings combined. He is super structure. He's stability. He's rules. He's the fourth person the Fool meets on his journey. So Fool steps out into the world all, happy, naive, and hopeful and excited, and he meets the magician who gives him all the tools. He says, here's all the tools you're going to need to learn to use. And then he meets the high priestess, who is in possession of all the spiritual knowledge and intuition and creativity that he's going to need to also use. And then he meets the empress, who is all about taking the tools and the intuition and now planting a little seed and growing it, incubating it, nurturing it, growing it. She's fertility. And then he meets the emperor, who now lays down the law, lays down the rules, lays down structure, and explains how it's important to have structure in this life. And that's the lesson he learns from the emperor, having structure in all the areas of your life. Like I said, he's all four kings combined. So, yeah. So that's who we are. That's great, because the kings, they're all about progress, the kings. And we're feeling super structured and determined. We are coming up as the Emperor. And then we're crossed by a 3. Threes are changed. We're being crossed by this three of Pentacles. It's the apprenticeship card. It's the card of maybe having to go back to work, learn stuff. Like in my case, this makes so much sense because I'm an educator. I've got all kinds of rules and structure. In fact, I'm trying to break loose of some of that structure. Some of this emperor structure that we have in our schools is actually really hurting us now, because it's such a structure that even the people who work within it can't break free of it, even though now it needs to. It needs to change. It needs to evolve, and it can't evolve because it's so strict and structured. And it's leading to higher and higher and higher anxiety with our students and our teachers, frankly. So that's how I interpret that. And then I know I am learning all this new stuff I'm learning, especially with the advent of AI. I'm going back to school. I'm learning things. I'm learning how to use TikTok. I'm learning how to... So that's our challenge. As we're feeling this emperor energy, we're being challenged by learning and growing and learning new things and being observed, being watched. That's another thing about the Three of Pentacles. He's not alone. His work is being evaluated by others. So that can be a little off-putting a little bit sometimes. We're bringing with us in our subconscious tool shed this gorgeous Seven Pentacles. So this is where he has planted some seeds and they've been growing. He's been taking care of his crops, and he's liking what he sees happening, but he's looking there going, okay, how do I keep it going? How do I grow more? How do I multiply it is what you're doing. And it's a 7. So it associates with the 7th major arcana, which is the chariot. And the chariot's all about keeping the energies balance, yin and yang, light and dark, in order to keep forward progress going, forward motion. So this is all about continuing forward motion. And in this card in particular, in the area of health, wealth, or finances. So that's what we're bringing with us, that energy of continuing to push forward. We're stepping out of a beautiful situation in our fairly recent past, this Sun card, some wonderful, joyful happenings or moments that were very, like I said, just joyful. This is happiness in action. It's kind of fulfilled, just feeling happy, joyful, kind of carefree. It's got this little child on the back of a white horse. It's innocence. It's just being able to just bask in the moment. And I feel like we've been doing some of that in our recent past, in January, in the new year, basking in some good times. In the crown is a 5. Okay, so 5 in the crown. Let's talk about this. 5 of Cups. This is the card of crying over spilt milk. First of all, 5s. 5s are always off balance energy. It has a little negative sucker pull. I liken it to when you're at the beach and you're standing and the wave comes up and then it recedes and it wants to suck you back. That's the 5 energy. And yeah, it's trying to keep you from it's pulling you back to the 4, the stability of the 4, trying to keep you there at that stability of the 4. And you can't stay there. You could try. It's not going to lead to fulfillment or happiness. So he is looking down at this 3 spilt cups and he's not paying any attention to the 2 full cups that are right behind him. Also, there's a river flowing with the castle on the other side. There's a river flowing, and over here behind him is a bridge. It's literally showing water under the bridge. This is saying that is water under the bridge. To focus on the losses, to focus on the things that you no longer have, is you're not manifesting what you need to be. Turn around and look at what you have going for you. And this is in your crown up here. So if you are drawn to be thinking about or worrying about what you're going to have to give up or losses that you've experienced, I highly recommend that you find ways to focus on what you have. Gratitude lists. I do them every day. I do daily gratitude lists all the time. You know what's really weird? Okay, I'm going to share something really weird with you guys. One of my huge tower moments in my life, biggest one, I'm sure, maybe, is when I lost my oldest child. It's been 13 years. I'm okay, thank you. But 13 years ago, my oldest child died the day after his 23rd birthday, very suddenly. Fell from a 7-story parking structure. So, as I was trying to cope and deal with that trauma, one of my dear, dear friends, and she could be watching now too, because she's also a tarot friend, and she's across another part of the country, and I love her and I miss her so much. I'll have to call her after this. But one of my dear, dear friends gave me a book in that moment, in that time of my life, called, the title of the book, it was by Louise Hay, and it was called Gratitude. Now that sounds weird, to give somebody who's mourning the loss of their child a book called Gratitude. Sounds really weird. It was the best thing ever. It was the best book I have ever, one of the best books I've ever read, not the best, but one of the best books I've ever read. Great advice. And it was about finding gratitude in those hardest of moments. And it helped me. It helped pull me out of that horrible, horrible, horrible desolation of losing my child. And people out there are probably going, are you kidding me? You lost your child. How could you be feeling gratitude? How could you be expected to feel gratitude in a moment like that? And it's hard, but you can do it. Even if it's just gratitude for, thank you for letting me go through something that when I figure out how to get through this is going to make me such a stronger person. Thank you for this opportunity to grow and learn. It sucks, but thanks. Thanks a lot. With friends like you, who needs enemies? Anyway, so back to the card of crying over spilt milk. Gratitude. Have gratitude. Turn around. Look at what you got. Don't focus on the things you've lost. That does no good. It's water under the bridge. Be careful when you get this in your crown. Make sure you're paying attention to those thoughts, okay? Properly. You're going to be stepping into a Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. So in the near future, this could be a message around your pentacles, because you're bringing this 7, like, I want to grow it. What do I need to do? So pages are often messengers. You could be having somebody coming into your life in the near future with a message around an opportunity to improve your health, wealth, finances, perhaps. This could also be the energy you're going to step into. You want to grow these pentacles. You're being challenged as you're challenged by this Three of Pentacles, the Apprentice card. So maybe you're stepping into that Page of Pentacles energy of being the apprentice, being the learner. Like, okay, I'm going to embrace this and I'm going to learn whatever I need to learn in order to succeed. So then you in your environment this week, you've got the 7 wands. 7 wands. So you had 7 down, 7 coins beneath you in your subconscious. So 2 7s. So that really tells me you're in a phase right now associated with the chariot, associated with trying to continue forward progress is your focus. In your environment, you're battling all these little things that come at you from unknown, just little things that come up that you don't anticipate, that you keep having to deal with is all. You got it. You're above it. He's literally above it all in the card. So you got this, and it's just what you got to do, like to keep moving forward, like that chariot. You're going to be feeling that this week. So when you're battling these things, if part of that is a loss of some sort that comes up, like my ring light that died this morning, don't focus on your losses. Don't do that. Remember, got the 5 cups in your crown, so don't focus on losses as you're battling these things that pop up out of nowhere to try to pull you off your path. Keep plugging away. You got it. Your environment around you, and I feel like either you're going to be given this King of Wands energy, or I feel like this might be the way some people in your environment also see you, as having this King of Wands energy, really wanting to pursue your passions, being firm and secure in what you know you want, and looking to the future, looking toward the future you're building is what kings do. So either you've got that energy going on in your environment, allowing you to follow your passions into this new future. But I really get the sense that this is the way certain people in your environment are seeing you right now. They're seeing you as this strong, confident person who feels confident about their passions and wants to pursue them going forward. That's what I'm feeling right now. You have another king in your hopes and fears section, the King of Cups. So I think that's a hope. You also want to be like the King of Cups. You want to connect with people on an emotional level. He also has his foot dipped in the water. He is in touch with his intuition. He trusts his intuition as he moves forward. So I think that's a hope of yours. You want to move forward following your passions. You're this apprentice. You're learning stuff. Wow, this fully applies to me right now with what I'm doing in my career and all of this completely. And I'm a Sag. So yeah, you want to connect to people on the heart and soul level, not just here, but heart and soul level. And you know what, you guys, moving forward into the future, that is going to become more and more critical. And that's what people don't understand about our language and the words we use and how important words are. And it makes me so sad that I cannot point to for my students, that I cannot point to adults in the media now, not very many, who understand how to speak in a way to one another, with one another, so that we can hear each other, so that we can really communicate with each other. There's certain things you just don't do. There's rules of engagement, so to speak, that we have let just, I'm really sad because, and this has nothing to do with, I don't identify with any political party, first of all. However, I was on debate team in high school, and there was rules to debates, and you had to like if you did not address the topic that your opponent brought up, and you went off on a tangent or came back with them with an insult, you got deducted points for that. You got marked down. You were not going to win a debate by engaging in lower level communication, right? And I learned these, and you learn these skills. And then it also is how if you can address their points with, valid, really well researched facts and backup, and all of that has gone away. It's like all the adults in the world have forgotten how to think critically and have forgotten how to communicate respectfully and lovingly with everyone, especially people you don't agree with. That's the most important time. It's easy to communicate lovingly with people who see everything the same way you do, right? But we've got to have some rules of engagement. Oh my gosh, we're the emperor. You have to have rules of engagement for talking to each other and how we do it, because those frequencies, because the AI is a mirror of us. And AI works by attaching frequencies to language. And then it converts it into binary, ones and zeros, right? Electronic language. And so our frequency and our words and our word choice is way more important than anybody knows. Hi, William. Good energy and vibes your way too. Mindset and perspective to be thankful in the middle of loss. So true. And it's really hard to do. It's really, really, really hard to do. I've had to practice it a couple of times, and it's doable. It's doable. You learn, you grow, and then you get to be that person when somebody around you goes through it. And then you get to be that person that gets to help them. And try not to cry. Try not to cry. Talking about those things brings up emotion in me. So anyway, what can our clarification or confirmation be of this reading? Gosh. Oh, and our final outcome, we want to make more heart connections. I don't know if I pointed to the Two of Cups, but this is new friendships, new alliances, it could be business contacts. It could be just new connections, and connecting with people also on a deeper level, a heart level, not just a knowledge level, not just a book level, but a heart level. It's a gorgeous card, and that's our potential final outcome if we're doing all these things, keeping in mind these things, stepping out of this beautiful sun. So that's something to look at, to have gratitude over. Don't focus on our losses. Be willing to be that apprentice. And you know what? The people in your environment, you're battling these things like a boss. So your people in your environment see you as a King of Wands because you're handling it like a boss. You're hoping for King of Cups strength and energy too in your life, and I think you got it, because you want your final outcome is going to be more connecting more with people. We all need to connect more with one another. We become so disconnected from each other, and so much division, and somebody somewhere loves that, because as we're distracted with all of that, it's like the smoke screen, and we're not looking behind the curtain if we're distracted with hating each other and hating whoever, and oh, isn't that horrible? If we're focused on that, then guess what? Then our brain is not focused on solutions. Okay? And I think we all just need to be focused on solutions. So, hi, Janine. Okay, so what could it be? What do we think it is? And we're going to read it either upright or reversed. So we're going to flip it this way. And we do have a reversal. And it's swords. It's a Seven of Swords reverse. No, Five of Swords reverse. Sorry. So the Five of Swords is a card of arguments, getting in a fight, and both people leaving upset and angry. It's when you argue with somebody because you want to be right, and both parties walk away. It's just a lose-lose. Nobody feels good about the situation. That's the Five of Swords. Fives. I mentioned in another reading, where do we have a 5? We have a 5 in our crown. I talked about how the 5s are negative energy, backward sucking energy, trying to suck you back to the 4 and keep you in that very stable 4. Stability can feel good for a little bit, but you can't stay there or you're dead, okay? The only state of being where nothing changes and you finally get to enjoy nothing changing is if you die. So, yeah, embrace the change. Shift happens. It's the only thing guaranteed in life is shift happens. So you better learn to deal with shift. So I think we are. You got the Five of Swords reversed though. So that's so cool. So rather than getting that card about arguments and all that, this is confirming of the Two of Cups as our final outcome. These connections, because this is like, you've got reconciliation. Five of Cups reversed is the reverse of that. You got reconciliation. You're going to seek compromise and avoid further disputes by prioritizing harmony over individual gain. You guys, that's crazy. That's just what I was saying. That's just what I was saying about what needs to change in our world. Is we need to stop fighting with each other. Stop putting each other down for believing our beliefs. Is it more important to find solutions and be happy, or is it more important to be right? I think it's more important to find solutions and be happy, because there is no right. There's just a lot of differences of opinion. There can be a lot of different rights. I don't know. Okay, I see your question, Mari. Weird. I don't know. Let's pull a card about that, Mari. If you can hear me, I see your question. I don't know if about your ex Adam missing you and unblocking you off 10 months later. And you broke up 10 months ago. Interesting. And so why would he have done that? Oh, I see your question. We will pull. I want to do that just because I'm so new to these TikTok lives. I never get to do this, but let's pull a little special card for you. We got the reconciliation card as the final outcome. Reconciliation. Maybe that's your answer. That was our bonus card hidden under there. So interesting. Let's pull one more. We'll pull one more clarification card. I'll use my Smith-Waite deck. If you came on here more recently, I love this. It's the traditional Rider-Waite, but it's got Pamela Coleman Smith on it after 100 years. So the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, I've got one right here. It's the one that almost even people who don't know tarot, when they hear tarot, it's usually these pictures that they think of, the Rider-Waite, okay? It was published in 1909 by, I'm going to get the two guys, their names wrong, Rider and Waite. One was the financier, one was the mystic. They were all members of the Order of the Golden Dawn who had knowledge of these different hermetic arts, and so was Pamela Coleman Smith. Her nickname was Pixie. And it was 1909. So women did not even have the right to vote. So somehow they contracted her to do the artwork, and she did it in just all of this art in a very short period of time, like under a year, like I want to say like 9 months, 11 months, something like that. A lot of artwork. Never got her name anywhere on the deck. Never got credit. Never, which frustrated me. But I love it. On the back of this deck, it's got her initials, so you can see that it's like a tall P with a C and then an S. That stands for Pamela Coleman Smith. That initial, and she put her initials, hid them in every card. There, it's easier to see, it's really easy to see on the Two of Pentacles. So you see it down there in the corner on the Two of Pentacles, right down here in this lower corner is her initials. It's hidden in every card except the Fool. I kind of love that. So I use my traditional Rider-Waite, but I really like the Centennial Smith-Waite because imagine all the millions of dollars this tarot deck has made. Millions and millions and millions of dollars, and her name was nowhere on it. I find that unacceptable. So anyway, there's also bonus art in here. So sometimes we get bonus artwork from Pixie that likes to come out. And if we do, we'll pull another. There's one card. It's not a bonus artwork card. It is another two, though. It's a Two of Swords. Just some sort of choice, and you feeling like maybe you don't know the right decision to. Maybe this is how he's feeling. Oh my gosh. If this is for Mari, okay? So Mari, this is the next card I picked. I feel like I pulled the reconciliation card here, which is, it was the 5 reverse, means so after you've like split up and had your arguments and fights and you're not feeling good, this is a reconciliation after that. So that's interesting. And then I pulled the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, and you have a 2 in your crown. Connections, relationships, connecting. And 2s are usually like a fork in the road. Sometimes it's a decision to being made that you're thinking about. Maybe it's a decision. Should we get back together? Should we not? What do I do? What's the right thing to do? She's feeling uncertain. That's why the blindfold. Not sure which is the right thing to choose. And this card, so swords are all about thoughts, logic, reason. It's air. So when you get this, you need to pay attention to the water. She's got all this water flowing behind her. And the message is always listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and it will tell you what to do. Okay? So I don't know what you want to take with that, Mari. Take what you will. This has been so much fun. This has been awesome. What I plan to do now is I'm going to be hopping off of here. I will be today editing up these videos in order to post them on YouTube for the week. Thank you guys for being here. I'll be here every Saturday morning for now, doing these recordings for fire, earth, air, and water. My plan is to come on right at 8 a.m. That didn't work out so well this morning. I thought I was on live, and then at about 8:20, I realized I wasn't even on live. So we'll be doing that, and I really hope you guys all stop in. Thank you, all of you who were here. Thank you for the cool things that you sent me that I'm still learning how to work.